The average person slash dude is completely mediocre and cooked. And here are 10 reasons why I think that. Not to act all high and mighty, but I do pretty well for myself and I feel genuinely sovereign and self sufficient in my life. And a lot of people can't say the same. And when I look at some other people, I think, damn, like we got a lot of work to do because I want everyone to feel the way that I do. And in order to do that, they have to start taking some things seriously. So I got a bunch of notes down that I wrote this morning, and I'm just going to go through them one at a time. There's probably about 10 of them. So why are they cooked? They don't want to work. Most people just don't want to work hard for anything anymore. And I'm not a boomer. I'm not another generation just saying like nobody wants to do this. It's basically just built into you to be indoctrinated to make you a slave by making you work jobs that you fucking hate, that nothing stimulates you, nothing's challenging, nothing's fun, nothing pays enough for the shitty economy that we're currently in. And because of that, it gets people away from even trying new things. And because everything pays equally shittily, why not just try everything and then find something that works for you? Because ideally, and honestly, this is possible, you can work and find a job that you really like, that the pay doesn't actually even matter. And when you get really good at it, you can start maybe building your own business, maybe doing it for yourself on the side, and then making the money that you deserve. But at the start, you might suck at it. You might not like it. But if you don't try hard enough, if you don't try for long enough, you'll never see any benefits to doing that. And when I was first starting my nursing career, I was like, I'm going to just try every single thing. And I actually ended up doing the exact opposite. I didn't do ICU. I didn't do emergency. I just went into endoscopy. And that's really where I've built my niche. And for the last 4.5 years, I've been doing that. And that has taken me from working my wage in my union in Canada, making, $5,000 a month to making over 10K a month as a travel nurse in endoscopy, which I am an expert in now because I have been doing it for so long. And people are just afraid of that because they're not getting rewarded fast enough. And so that's number one. They don't want to work. They don't want to find their purpose. They don't want to try anything new. And I get it. There's so many things that are just pushing you away. And as we go through this list, we'll see why. So people don't know how to save their money. Straight up, nobody's got long-term thinking anymore. People are just consuming and consuming and consuming. And I get it. Social media is telling you to. Amazon is telling you to. Everything is telling you that you need another thing. That girls only want guys who have money. That this and this and that. And it's all a bunch of bullshit. People just cannot see further than a month out because the average person doesn't even have $1,000 emergency fund. And that is totally fucked. You are not going to do well if you feel scared about money all the time. And if you feel scared about money all the time, the reason is because you don't have any money. If you don't know how to save money, if you don't know how to budget, you're never going to feel safe. You're never going to feel confident. You're never going to have that abundance mindset that is required to take the most out of life. Okay? So that's number two. Short-sightedness on your money and not budgeting and not saving your money and wasting on bullshit. This third one, this one's could be controversial, but they want to be single forever. Dudes and women want to be single forever. They just want to date around, do a bunch of stuff. And I get it. I've been there. I'm not in that place anymore. And I think a lot of people have that misconstrued with freedom. But in reality, most of the time it's because most people are just too lustful and are just seeking validation all the time. And so they think, if you bang a lot of chicks or you have a lot of dudes on your roster or whatever, then that means you're high value. That means you're doing well for yourself. When in reality, having a partner that, you can communicate with and can honestly work with to make the most out of the life that you have is honestly one of the most rewarding, fulfilling things that you can do. And so I've been there. I've been where, you look for validation everywhere because you just do not feel comfortable in yourself anymore. And that's what a lot of people don't. They don't feel confident because they don't have a job that pays well, that they feel scared. They don't feel healthy. They're fat. They're ugly. They don't have any confidence. And because they're always searching for it on the outside, they think being single is the solution to that because they keep their peace by just staying at home and doing fuck all. And it's like, and there's no good woman out there or there's no good men out there. It's like, because you're not at that stage yet. Once you become someone that is worth being in a relationship with is when you'll find the partner that is right for you. And don't be scared of this. Like, don't be scared of, if you are becoming a more high value man or woman, then it's going to be harder for you to find people on your level because the average person is totally fucked. So that's number 3. Number 4, They have weak and whack friends that keep them stagnated. Honestly, this is cliche and it is the most true shit ever. You are your five closest people. And right now, my five closest people aren't very close at all. My partner is, and she's emotionally intelligent, beautiful, smart, funny. And that makes me kind of all those things too. And she makes me more compassionate and patient. That's awesome. And the friends that I do see, and when I do see them, and the ones that I'm closest to, they're funny, but they don't offer me the things that I'm looking for currently. And what I'm currently looking for is, how do I make the most money right now so that I can save for later on, so that I can have my investment, so that I can have my future set up when I'm older, weaker, have less energy? And how can I maintain my health the best? Because I have friends, like everybody else, that do not take care of themselves. They go drinking all the time. They go to raves. They smoke a bunch of weed. They eat shit food. And those are the people that you're going to become if you stick around them. And the average person is surrounded by these people. And they're all just crabs and buckets. They start hating on you when you start doing something big. And you're like, oh, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to run a marathon. I'm going to create a YouTube channel. And they start dissing you because they are crabs in a bucket. And the people that hate are always from below. It's never from higher ups. People that are that respect the grind are above you, okay? The ones that are hating are below you. Don't sink to their level. The next one is that they eat foods that will shorten their lifespan. I honestly think most people are going to live to 70 maximum. And that sounds pretty horrible when our life expectancy should be around 80 years old. But I think we just have super centenarians that are just carrying that. And most people are going to die obese, diabetic, have a heart attack. And when you're young and you have the most energy to take care of yourself is when you need to focus the most on creating those habits, where it can be easy for when you're old and eventually deteriorate a little bit to stay healthy. And so this is another thing of only looking at the short term. And so when you're eating healthy, you are looking at the long-term play. How can I spread out my peak as long as possible? As a dude, as a woman, you should absolutely look for the longevity play. Not to be like a Brian Johnson live forever kind of thing, but just have the best lifespan. Not the most quality of lifespan. And that's what you need to look at. And what you eat is a direct thing. If you're the five closest people that you are with, you're also the five closest foods that you're with. So if you're eating fucking Burger King every single day, then you're the Burger King now. All right, you're the burger prince or princess. So really look into that. Honestly, this one's a big one too. And they waste time consuming social media and the news and politics. Honestly, there are some smart people who can discuss politics and economics without being vexed and with understanding that honestly their life isn't controlled or influenced by them. But the people that talk about it the most are usually the people that are I don't want to say the dumbest because it's not true. They're not dumb. They just don't know better. And they're not critically thinking. And they are just believing everything that they're told. They have no experience reading scientific papers, not to say that science-based is the holy grail and law of things, but they just have no critical thinking to question anything. It's just whatever pops up on their newsfeed is exactly what their opinion becomes. And that is totally wrong. And that is the average person. And when I say average people, I'm talking 80 to 90% of people are this way. And it's totally screwing them over. Whatever TikTok influences them to say, to think, to believe, that is the stance and the hill that they die on. And a lack of open-mindedness is what happens when you consume too much social media, government, politics, stupid shit like that. And when you have a strong stance on this thing, I can't take you seriously, honestly. Because if you're smart enough to realize that the government has sucked forever, there are things that they do sometimes that are like, oh, this is a great thing. But it has always sucked, and it's always the government's fault when shitty people have shitty outcomes, or when the poor get poorer and things like that. And we need to start standing up for ourselves and taking care of ourselves, because that's the best way to stand up against these oppressive governments, societies, rich fucking people, and people that want to just bury us, basically. And so, I don't know who's calling me here. 1 second. All right, so. Yeah, stop consuming that shit. The average person just does it way too much. The next one is they're afraid to be bored, all right? And that ties in with all this other stuff. Is you get quick dopamine hits by watching social media, by watching TV shows all the time, staying up late, smoking weed, waxing the carrot, doing whatever. And that's all stuff that is directly leading to the deterioration of our like middle class or the average person. The average person is just becoming a goblin every single day. And that's something we need to step away from. We need to learn to be bored, learn to literally dopamine detox, and then find motivation and desire in the things that make life meaningful. Finding great relationship partners, spending time with your family, exercising, eating good foods that make you feel healthy and give you confidence, energy, charisma, and make you just feel alive. The next one is, well, I guess this is kind of tied in with the news and social media ones, but they complain about politics all the time. And if you complain about politics all the time, then you just have told me that you are completely helpless in this life and you have absolutely no desire to take control of your own life. You just complain about Trump, you complain about Carney, you complain about Zelensky, whatever politician is big at the moment, and none of them actually affect your life directly. You can say, well, taxes affect me directly. It's like, well, yeah, they will. And the average person is probably not even making enough where taxes really affect them, because when you're in the lowest tax bracket, they take the least from you. And then you end up just spending it on bullshit anyways, bad foods, Amazon packages fucking daily. And so there's no one else to blame. So if you're complaining about politics, get a grip, get the fuck away from that shit. Just shut it off for like a year and see how good you feel and how much your life changes. Let's see. Another one is, oh, this is a good one. They are too scared to be themselves around others. Most people wear a mask all the time, and they want to be perceived as tough, strong, alpha, whatever it might be, or mysterious, or cool, and so for that fact, they're scared of being themselves and being cringe. And this is like, making YouTube videos isn't easy, and I'm getting more comfortable as I start talking to the camera more, posting more, and though I'm not getting many views, I feel super confident in my ability to speak, and that makes me feel great. That makes me feel charismatic, and I can make a video on YouTube right now, and then I feel like I've just chatted with someone, with my best friend, and we just had a debate or an argument or whatever it might be, and then I can just go out into the real world and have conversations with friendly people as well. And a lot of people are just too scared of showing who they really are, and because they're scared of what people are thinking, and what's if they don't think I'm cool, sexy, fun, funny, and they think I'm a creep or whatever. And it's like most people are all these things combined, And if you are those things, then you might as well just flaunt it out and get it out of there. So maybe you can take other people's opinions seriously. If everybody thinks you're totally fucked, then you probably are totally fucked. So don't be afraid to be yourself. Start making YouTube videos. Show yourself. Be charismatic. Be authentic. And you will find the right people to surround you. And the right people means the people that will lift you up to, take the most out of this life that you can. All right, this is another one that's, okay, all right. They don't exercise and they don't take care of their bodies. Literally all we have is our health. If you don't have your health, you're totally fucked. If you have high blood pressure, if you have high cholesterol at 30 years old, if, your bone density is low, yeah, there are diseases, there are things that exist, but you're the only one that can control them, and you cannot rely on healthcare. You cannot rely on your doctor to take care of you and babysit you all the time. Too many people are helpless because they are not healthy enough to take care of their body, mind, soul, emotional stability. And that ties in with your food, what you consume, garbage in, garbage out. If you're not exercising, you are not pushing yourself and, making your muscles bigger. And by muscles bigger, I mean just like getting stronger, dealing with adversity, because life is survival of the fittest. And the fittest are the ones that are the most resilient, that are predisposed sometimes. And sometimes it is genetic, of course. But I think the truth is that hard work will always beat talent, no matter what, because talented people are complacent all the time. And that's why I work hard to make these YouTube videos, because though I feel like there's some innate ability of me being able to talk to the camera, I don't feel particularly creative or feel like I am particularly good at this. And so I have to practice every day. And that's what people need to start doing. And they need to do that in the physical realm. So the last one is kind of all-encompassing, and it's that the average person is not sovereign, self-sufficient, and they are entitled. And they feel like everybody, like they deserve everything, right? They deserve the best partner, they deserve the best job, and they don't do any work to show for it. And they can't even take care of themselves. They don't even know what to put in their body. They consume and have unlimited information and knowledge, and yet they can't even take care of themselves. And that is just disappointing as hell, because we have everything, and this is literally the best time to live. You can get rich making YouTube videos, not that I am from that, but you can stand out from the crowd. You can be the 1% of the 1% by just working hard every day, taking care of your body, taking care of your emotional, communicating with your partners and your family, and just having fun doing the things that give you real meaning and purpose. And what do I find fun? Well, I find the things that when I was a kid, fun. I like skipping rope now. I like running every day. I like training. I like playing sports. I like seeing my friends periodically. I like reading. And so I do those things that are fun. And it's not because they're the most productive thing, but because it affects me and is positively working towards better health, better mental state, better energy, better mood, and sets me up for later on down the line when I do not have the capability to work 80-hour shifts, work these hard things, do these harder things that I can currently do now. And you're never going to be as young as you currently are right now. So you got to go all out. If this video has inspired you, hopefully it does. If you are one of these people that has done anything on these lists, that's totally fine. You can snap out of it and you can make this life so much better. So always remember to rep the set. I'll see you in the next one.